Happy Saturday. Let's go over all the games happened on Friday night. There's some weird things going on with COVID things going on with KD and Thunder, but they both played. We can talk about them a bit later. The first game is the Pelicans beating the Indiana Pacers. Brandon Ingram pretty strong, 30 points, no problem, and I think he has room to grow. To be honest, he's ranked 37th at the moment. I look at his stats. I think he can sustain all that. It's just the steal numbers is really really low. Zero point 0.6. Playing 35 minutes, it's hard to only averaging zero point 0.6 steals in 35 minutes. If that improves, he can move into I don't know close to top 30. I think. Zion Williamson, in terms of field goal, maybe not the best game, but 18 points is good enough. 5 assists is good. 3 blocks. If Zion can get those stocks, his rankings will rise significantly. Obviously, he's still a bad free throw shooter. Steven Adams, 5 for 5, shit on your free throw, 12 rebounds. Mainly a rebound and field goal guy. If you need that, he's valuable. Eric Bledsoe, I really think he's just close to drop territory. I look at his game logs. It's that when even when he's having a great game, he's really not giving you any other stats. It's specifically the steals and assists. He's no longer a big assist and steals guy. So he's kind of like the role for him on this team is just catch and shoot and play some defense. But there are better 3-point specialists out there, scoring specialists, and he's not giving the assists and steals. So it's time to make some tough decisions. I know he's got some, he's a pretty big name, but if he's not producing, you gotta cut him. Find other guys on the waiver wire. There's a lot. I think Alonzo Ball, great game, but again, his assist numbers has been low. That really affect his rankings. The same thing here. Looks like he had a great game. Rebound, sure, but the shooting is once the shooting fall off, only 3 assists. It's not good. 1 block is nice. Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander. I'm just waiting for Nickeil Alexander-Walker to be free. Keep an eye on him. This man has been playing a lot of defense. In 17 minutes, a steal and a block. So if he gets up to 30, he's definitely you want to grab him. If I'm waiting for one of those guys to get traded. And on the Pacers side, let's talk about their I know Justin Holiday starting. Let's talk about Justin Holiday and T.J. McConnell first, because they produced the most. Justin Holiday hit 7 threes. We know that Pacers, playing within the system, everybody's, the starter's gonna get major minutes. We know Justin is starting, so he'll get a lot of minutes, and his game really fits fantasy because he hits threes and gets steals, versus a Brook Lopez hit threes and get blocks, and both guys don't turn the ball over. Right, and he adds a little bit of everything else. 6 rebounds, 4 assists is a surprise for sure. 22 points is also a surprise. 7 threes is a surprise, but he can give you decent threes and steals, so it's worth rostering in my opinion. So if he's out there, go grab him and roster him. He's getting 30 plus every minute, every game. Sabonis and T.J. McConnell, yes, T.J. McConnell, you have to grab this guy. I was saying stream this guy, before if you need assists and steals, but at this point it's must roster. 20 minutes here, 13 points even. I mean, he's just way better than Draymond Green, and Draymond Green is probably rostering off most of the leagues. He gave you 15 assists and 2 steals after this game, right? Especially in category leagues, because a guy like CJ McConnell, the assist value he's providing you. Why can't I search him? Sorry, yeah. So he's averaging 6.7 assists after this game in 22 minutes and 1.8 steals. 6.7 assists is really really high. It's like top 20 in the league. So if you put into the scoring perspective, that's equal to like scoring 22, 23 points a game. And the 1.8 steals is like top 10 at least, and top 10 scoring in the league is like top 25. So imagine if a guy is scoring 25 points, would this guy be on the waiver wire? But it's just as valuable in category leagues, right? If you play in category leagues, those 2 categories, contributing to your team is the same as scoring 25 points. So you must grab it. And his minutes has been up because of all the injuries, of course. Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon, they're struggling. They're not struggling. They struggled this game, and I worry the same thing happened last year as well. They started off so hot, both guys playing really well, high minutes, and then they fell off. Or they get hurt. They miss a couple games, come back, and they're just not putting up the same production because they run out of gas. Jeremy Lamb and Miles Turner only 2 block shots. That's the only thing I care about with this guy, and steals. He should be better. I expect him to get 2 steals and 4 blocks every game. Jeremy Lamb, shot the ball really well. Filled up the stat sheet. He's also a must roster guy, just giving you enough, really good value at the moment. Let's go to the next game, the Bulls versus the Orlando Magic. The Bulls, they lost. I remember they were favored by 3 points going into the game, 2.5. The big news is Lauri Markkanen got hurt. Shoulder, I don't know how severe the injury is, but in the short term, Patrick Williams, because Otto Porter is also out. So in the short term, Patrick Williams should have some value. And he also had a great game here. So go pick him up, stream him at least in the short term. I got some upside. Daniel Gafford here, don't even look at this guy. He can't start and play 0 minutes. Zach LaVine and Kobe White. Zach LaVine did not have the best shooting night from the field, but still 7 for 7 from the free throw. He is shooting 90% from the free throw, which really helps his value, right? And also from the field, he's been shooting unbelievably. I think both categories should drop a little bit. Counting stats should stay the same, in my opinion. Kobe White, another pretty bad rough shooting night, 6 for 17, basically brute his way into 16 points, and he was also a minus 15. I mean, he gave me a block, so I'll take it. I think at some point Kobe White is gonna have a good stretch of games, like hot shooting games, or maybe he'll figure it out. We'll see. When that happens, you can maybe trade high. The main problem with Kobe is just give you enough. It's like a better version of Dennis Schroeder. You have more scoring, more threes, more assists, but negative in field goal and really not getting the defensive stats. Thaddeus Young, another great game. He's a must roster until what's his name come back. Wendell Carter, and also Lauri Markkanen is hurt, so his value he's gonna be probably top 50 value in my opinion. Garrett Temple got the huge minutes, but those two guys are really inconsistent. Same thing with Denzel Valentine. I know I said Washington. Those two guys I'm not too interested. Thomas Satoransky, sure, if you need some assists, but the upside is not there. Orlando Magic side, Vucevic is the big news here. 43 points and 19 rebounds. And he's obviously he's 12th. He can actually stay at this level in my opinion. 23 points is fine, and he can probably get you more defense. Although, like, if you spend all your energy on offense, the defensive stat is probably gonna suffer 1 steal and 0.5 blocks. He can block more shots for sure. As a center, 0.5 is kind of low. He can average 1. When that happens, he's probably top 10. So really scary stuff from Vucevic this season, and with all the injuries, he can sustain this in my opinion. Evan Fournier, 20 points, sure. He will have good value. And Cole Anthony has had and they did play the Bulls. I don't know. But 17 and 9 assists is really good. 4 turnovers. This guy is, must roster at this point. Terrence Ross, 30 minutes. The minutes are there. It just he's not taking enough shots. He's pretty close to drop territory. There's just so many guys. Like if TJ McConnell is out there, you don't even think you swap them right away. Right. Let's go to the next game. The next game, that's really weird. Kevin Durant was he played 19 minutes and put up pretty good line. 8-6-5 was still in a block, and then he did not start the game. Played midway through because I guess he tested negative, and then the Nets, the league put him again, and he's gonna miss Saturday's game. Hopefully nothing goes on with Nets, because otherwise, Nets guy is gonna miss some games, maybe some cancel games. We'll see what happens. On the Raptors side, they got the win. Really great win. Norman Powell is, he's playing too well, shooting the ball really well. Not really gonna give you a lot of other stats, maybe a bit steals. But great performance by him, and roster him. See what happens. Siakam, just destroyed Nets instant. Nobody can check him, I suppose. 33 points, 11, and he was, he was really kind of underperforming for the season. Ranked 65th, and the problem with him is just no threes. No threes is a big problem, and I think his scoring can move up a little bit, and maybe a bit more defensive stats. And his efficiency is really low, shooting 56%. He should be better than that. But I view him as maybe around the top 50 range. Probably not the where people are drafting him, right? People are probably drafting him before that. Aaron Baines played 17 while Chris Boucher played 26. So finally a great Chris Boucher game. That's why you don't drop him, because he can give you 2 blocks. Even playing 17, 18 minutes, he can give you a block or 2. So he's a mini Lopez on average. But when he pops off, it's like a Karl Anthony Towns. So you still roster him, see where things go. Fred VanVleet, just the defense numbers. I don't really watch Raptors games, to be honest. I don't know how Fred VanVleet get all his blocks. Maybe it's just when they're going for the layup, right? When they bring the ball up, he strips it. That counts as a block. That's the only way. I don't know. Like he's like 5'10", 5'11". He's listed 6 foot, but he's probably 5'10", 5'11". Getting all these blocks, and that really helped his value, right? He's 16th ranked player, averaging 1.8 steals, no problem there. 20 points, no problem. 6 assists, no problem. Right? It's just the block numbers so high. He should be like, I don't know, 0.1, 0.2 blocks, in my opinion. So he's like a top 25 guy. He's ranked 16th. It's a bit too high, in my opinion. But it's not that far off, to be honest. Really, really strong. Kyle Lowry decided to take 18 shots, be really aggressive, so that's good. 30 points really popped off as well. Lowry has been underperforming a little bit this season. After this game, his ranking should move on, sure. 7 assists, 2 steals, really strong game. And on the net side, Harden played. Harden's gonna play every 40 minutes every game now. And interestingly, only took 8 shots, and while Kyrie only took 12. So it's it's weird. If Harden takes 8, I expect Kyrie to take 20. But both guys are kind of passive. Maybe Raptors, they just did a really good job. Their defensive scheme is to take the ball out of their hands. Harden and Kyrie, the problem with Kyrie is if he's not scoring a lot, 5 assists here is fine. 7 turnovers here, Kyrie really struggled. Raptors defense must got to both guys. He'd be better. Well, Harden, 8 attempt is low, but I'll take it. 12 assists, 2 steals. His steals has been low, and he's ranked in 9 category. He's ranked 10th this year. I think if he can get up his steals to his yearly average, he would be a top 5 player. He's averaging 1.1. If he can get up to 1.7, 1.8, he'll be a top 5 player. Pretty comfortably, I think. And DeAndre Jordan, 18 minutes, not interested. Only streaming. Joe Harris and Jeff Green. Those 2 guys will get huge minutes. And KD's going to be out, so they're both streaming at least for the short term. And Joe Harris mainly a points guy. Jeff Green maybe give you a little bit of a, rebound as well. Rough efficiency for Jeff Green actually. He's a pretty efficient guy. KD, yeah, he's going to miss Saturday's game. Just keep an eye on him. Don't know what's going to happen with them. Just really, really weird. How do you play a guy? Not start the guy, play him, and then pull him the second half. The next game is the Bucks and Cleveland Cavaliers. Bucks win pretty comfortably. Giannis has definitely picked it up, especially his defensive stats. We know he can fill up the other stats, so he is ranked, 52nd after this game. Still only averaging a steal and 1.2 blocks. I expect both numbers can go up, and mainly he's just the free throw is so low, right? And no threes, but if you drafted Giannis, you pounding free throws, so which would he'll be really valuable on your team. Good to see him getting those 4 blocks. Chris Middleton, yeah, he really fell off. I think since the start of the season, at least for the past 2 games, I don't think he played well at all. Maybe the shooting, he still shot 55%. He's still the 25th ranked player, shooting 51% from the field and 92% from the free throw line. I expect those to go down, and when that happens, his points gonna go down a bit as well. But he's still being I think top 40 range. Brook Lopez, a steal and 2 blocks. Hey, that's it. Dante DiVincenzo, a steal, 11 rebounds. If you can keep this up, you pick him up, back up. Maybe he's on the waiver wire somewhere. Jrue Holiday had a crazy, insane, efficient game. 17 points, 7 assists, only 1 steal, but a great game. And Bobby Portis is, in my opinion, at this point, you have to roster him. Just playing so well. It doesn't really matter if, we understand playing 20 minutes a game on average, but in 20 minutes he's doing enough. And we know his usage is going to be high every single game coming off the bench. He's like a TJ McConnell. Except the only thing that sucks is that TJ McConnell contributes in assists and steals, which is more valuable than the category Bobby Portis contributing, is the rebounds and a little bit points in field goal, right? And he's been giving you defensive stats, even 1 steal and a block. Yeah, you got to roster both of those guys. And on the Cleveland Cavaliers side, with Larry Nance Jr. out, and by the way, Larry Nance Jr. value is running out. Kevin Love is coming back soon. So if you can trade him, just do it. Your window is closing, and with all the guys, even Taurean Prince playing minutes, I worry Larry Nance Jr.'s minutes is gonna be really, really low when he does come back and when Love comes back. Isaiah Okoro, 2 steals and 2 blocks. This guy put out good defensive stats. If you need to stream some of that, you can stream him. Taurean Prince, sure, until Larry Nance comes back, you can stream him. Andre Drummond played 30 finally. Played close to 30 minutes. 9 rebounds is kind of low for him. 2 steals. Wait for a few games, and I would still try to buy low on him. I think. He's not for everybody. He doesn't shoot threes. If your team is pounding threes and pounding free throw, he's so valuable on your team. I would try to trade him. Wait for a few games, and try to trade for him. Else, you just you don't trade for him, and if you own him, right, you just gotta hold him. It's gonna be frustrating, but there's nothing you can do unless he gets traded, right? And the thing is, in category league, it's hard to move a guy like this because he's not for everybody, right? He doesn't provide any threes, and his free throw is really bad. So you gotta find the owner that's interested in trying to sell. Colin Sexton and Darius Garland both had a okay game, 19 points and 13 points, 4 assists each, and a steal. And Darius Garland played pretty horrible, minus 23. He'd be better than this. While Jarrett Allen played only 21 minutes. In only 21 minutes, he give you 2 blocks, perfectly from the field, 6'6" from the free throw line. Not much to complain. It's just their situation is frustrating, but they're too good to drop. For sure, they're too good to drop. Jazz they just keep winning. Another win, scored 138 points. The big news here in this game is Mike Conley got hurt, hamstring. Oh boy, I remember him having the same issue last year, and he's playing so well. Feel bad for him, but let's see. It's not good for him to have, and I want him to just take maybe a week or two. Don't rush back, because last year he rushed back and put his hamstring again. Just take like a week or two off. Put him in the IR, and when he does come back, perfectly healthy. Right, so in the short term, Joe Ingles is to pick up. He should get more minutes. Probably Jordan Clarkson's value go up a little bit as well if Mike Conley cannot play, and Bogdanovic as well. Oh yeah, it's time to pick Bogdanovic up. He's been playing really, really well. 31 points here, and Mike Conley is out, so he's going to be out. So yeah, you gotta put Bogdanovic. But he give you some scoring and threes, nothing else. So he's got to average at least 18 points to have some value, in my opinion. Royce O'Neal, pretty empty line. He'll be better than this on average. Rudy Gobert, 4 blocks, 4 for 4 from the field, 15 rebounds. That's good. While Donovan Mitchell had another great game, shooting the ball, 30 points, got us a steal. So I'm happy with this line. Joe Ingles, yeah. Remember, Joe Ingles to pick up. Clarkson did not have the best game, but he bring you the defensive stats this game. On the Hornets side, oh yeah, LaMelo Ball started. And Devontae, they just did not, with PJ Washington out, they just decided to play 3 guards, 1 Gordon Hayward and 1 Cody Zeller. They are experiencing different lineups, but either way, LaMelo Ball. Maybe this is a sell high, but you only sell him for a top 40 guy. I think that's his ceiling for the season, and he might just get that. So I just like to get players with the highest upside, and his upside is probably 40, maybe even higher, right? We can see he fill up the stat sheet. Give you the steals, blocks, assists, rebound, threes. He hit threes. Really, really scary stuff. Good to see him there, coach. Finally, free LaMelo. He's 61st in 26 minutes a night, and his percentage has been horrible, right? And I don't think he's a good percentage guy, but if somehow that improves, watch out. Top 30, top 25, I don't know. Devontae Graham hurt himself. Not hurt himself. He got hurt. We don't know. If he's going to miss games, Lamelo Boyd is going to be even stronger. Right? Cody Zeller, only 22 minutes. A bad game, so you still hold on to him in low minutes. Gordon Hayward, still strong. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Perfect from the free throw line. While Terry Rozier continue to give you those insane steal numbers. 3 steals here, 15 points. Yeah, you roster him, obviously. And in the short term, right, if Devontae Graham going to miss games, Malik Monk is worth taking a look. Hopefully he can just pop off, give you 30 points. But he doesn't really give you anything else outside of that. Right, and with with people out, Miles Bridges only played 15 minutes. I'm not interested in him at all. The next game is Wizards got their ass kicked by Miami Heat. Everybody struggled on Wizards side. Well, Bradley Beal 1 for 14. Give you 3 steals, but he's a top 10 guy in my opinion, who doesn't miss games, right? A lot of top 10 guys in that category, they're gonna miss games. He's a top 10 guy that doesn't miss games, which is like Kyrie, KD, Joel Embiid, right? CJ McCollum, he's really not a top 10 guy. Kawhi Leonard, well, he did play back to back, but he's also injury prone. So he's a top 10 guy with no, most likely won't get injured. So I still like him. Just a bad game. Russell Westbrook also really, really bad. 6 turnovers. Miami's defense really got to them. Really, really struggled. So with their best 2 guys really struggling, Alex Lamb put up some empty stat line garbage time. 2 steals and 5 blocks. If you were streaming Alex Lamb, congrats. You just got real lucky. He's not going to continue doing this. Right? Yeah, just a bad game. Forget about everybody on the Wizards side. Just forget whatever stat line they put up. And on the Miami Heat, everybody's minutes was still low. Jimmy Butler, a great game. 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Right, that's what Jimmy Butler gives you. And he didn't even shoot that well from the free throw line. Right, he's 20th ranked. As bad as he played, on a per game basis, he's 20th. There were a couple games where he hurt himself mid-game and only played 10 minutes. So I think Jimmy Butler, he's still a top 15 guy in my opinion, right? And he's only averaging 18 points. I think maybe he can get this up to 20 points. Steals, yeah, he can do 2 steals a game, and field goal maybe a little bit even better. Kelly Olynyk, 20 minutes, yeah, don't worry about him. You can't stream him. They have a back-to-back, but just very inconsistent at the moment. Bam. That's interesting. When Jimmy Butler comes back, he's giving you those defensive stats. Still insane from the free throw. Insane, 11 for 11. Maybe he fixed it over the summer. So if he got Bam, you're not pounding free throw, congratulations. Not only is he no longer a bad free throw guy, he is your free throw anchor, shooting 87%. This is just so weird. Sometimes in fantasy, you can't really plan. Like guys like Anthony Davis, maybe you drafted him thinking, hey, I want him to be my free throw anchor, right? And then he ends up shooting free throw like shit, and then bam, shooting 87%. Duncan Robinson, 6 points, 2 threes, yeah, only a 3-point streamer. Goran Dragic, the upside is really low, but he's pretty consistent, giving you 4-5 assists and 13 points, maybe 15 points. Tyler Hero, filled up the stat sheet, 1 steal and 2 blocks. You still roster him. Or Kendrick Nunn, just out of nowhere, played 32 minutes. So it's just like, it's hard to stream this guy because sometimes he just doesn't play. That's the thing. He either give you absolutely nothing or he pops off. That's the logic with Coach Spoelstra. Either play him 31 minutes or don't play him at all. So it makes you hard to, but whenever an injury happens, you gotta pick him up. The Timberwolves, by accident, got a win versus OKC with everybody out, right? D'Lo played 31 minutes, shot the ball really well, pretty good game, 21 points, 6 assists, and great efficiency. Malik Beasley, a must roster, 24 points here, a minus 18 though, and somehow they won the game. Him playing 32 minutes. Naz Reid, a great game efficiency wise, 17 and 9. Him and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt only 21 minutes, but those guys both streaming until Cat comes back. Anthony Edwards didn't really, the only category he's really giving you is the points, and the volume of shot attempt is there. It's just he's not hitting them this game against a really bad OKC team. And OKC, just weird things going on. Theo Maledon, we'll see if he misses 10 games here. You obviously drop him. His upside is not. He's not like a top 60 or 70 guy, right? Al Horford, great game. This is a perfect sell high. I expect Al Horford to not even play major minutes once we get to the end of the season. He's 46th ranked in 9 category. If you can get Julius Randle, Mike Conley, even a Terry Rozier, right? You go for it. A John Collins? Yeah, no one's going to trade John Collins with you though. But yeah, another great game. This is what Al Horford can do. He does everything. As a center, he give you steals, obviously give you blocks, great rebound, efficient, from the free throw line, somewhat efficient, and great assists. So he filled up the stat sheet and a plus 20. He's the reason they won this. Well, he's the reason they were in this game. A plus 20 while everybody else is minus. Isaiah Roby, in the short term, sure, you can also pick him up. Derek Basley struggled. Still give you 10 rebounds though. But this guy, the problem with him is if he's not blocking shots, sure he give you a lot of rebound, but he's just very inefficient from the field. You still hold on to him, hoping he give you blocks, but the opportunity and the minutes are there. Kendrick Williams, you can take a look at him. If he plays 36 minutes, he's a pretty big blocks guy actually. Oh, he's a guard? I thought over the years, I mean, when he was on the Pelicans, I remember there were a period of time he was giving you a lot of blocks. 2 steals is nice, yeah, but this high minutes, him and Hamidou Diallo, both stream, right? With Shea out, with George Hill out. George Hill is going to be out for a while. Let's move on to the next game. The Detroit losing to the Phoenix Suns. Detroit being a mess this season. Jeremy Grant, 21 points. He's going to just easily score 20 points every single game. The volume is there. It's just if he brings the other things, 2 threes and a block. Not the best game, but yeah, the whole team struggled. Blake Griffin, yeah, forget about him. Mason Plumlee, the minutes just low. Right, so his upside is he's a 12-team guy, but just the minutes, the upside is not really there. Right, he can give you a decent rebound, but the assist still blocks, they come and go. Sadiq Bey started 25 minutes. Keep an eye on him. He's pretty fantasy friendly, I suppose. A steal and a block, 14 points. But just so many guys out, like Derrick Rose is out. So when Derrick Rose come back, hey. Yeah, Josh Jackson, Isaiah Stewart, yeah, those guys, they put up pretty good stats, give you steal and blocks, but only playing 24 minutes. While Delon Wright, this guy just being insane getting the steals. 87th ranked, averaging 1.5 steals. That's already valuable, right? So you must roster him. Josh Jackson probably has the highest upside out of all the bench guys, but I'm not too high on him, and he shut out in free throw this game. Phoenix Suns side, I think it's a good buy low for Mikal Bridges. 2 blocks here, no steals, 4 assists. Like, ignore the scoring. It's a pretty good line. 9 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, but he took 5 shots here. I mean, you don't really drop this guy expecting him to give you huge scorings, so that's okay in my opinion. But the buy low, like some owners, maybe they look at, oh my god, only 6 points, but forget to see the 2 blocks, right? So yeah, try to buy low. Frank Kaminsky interestingly started, 21 points. Yeah, this guy is not fantasy friendly. DeAndre Ayton continued to struggle, consistently give you 13 rebounds and nothing else. And this year his blocks is being so low. Devin Booker, same thing, give you 20 points and nothing else. 2 steals here is nice, but Chris Paul is taking all the assists away from him. Like, it's frustrating, but what else can you do? And he was getting drafted in the first round. And this game, even free throw line, he's not doing much. Right? He's a low efficient, high turnover guy with no assist and 20 points scoring. So, if you can trade him for a top 30 player or 40 player, I would do it. To be honest, he has some name value. People look at his scoring like, wow, this guy scored 20 points a game, must be good. But he doesn't give you rebound, assist, steal, blocks across the board. His free throw this year has been also not been so good. So I would trade to a top 40 guy. Like a good example would be I would trade him, yeah, for Kyle Lowry. And also this guy is getting drafted in the first round. So guys, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, I wouldn't even think I would try to move him. Chris Paul, another great game, 20 points, 9 assists and steals. He's still, I still think he has room to improve in the steal category. Right. Let's move on to the next game. How many games left? Okay, we're almost done. The last game. Celtics beating the LA Clippers. Wow, Clippers has lost a few great, big games. They lost to the Nets earlier this week. Celtics side, Jaylen Brown did not play. So who got the most minutes? Grant Williams played 32. But even in this game, he didn't do too much. So not interested even in streaming him. Tristan Thompson got 27. Oh yeah, because those guys are out. What's his name? Daniel Theis. What happened to him? Oh, sorry. Let me check Daniel Theis really quickly. Did he got hurt? If he got hurt, Tristan Thompson is a must pick up because he will play 30 minutes and give you all those rebounds. Yeah, he exited the game, did not return, sore right knee. Yeah. So sorry guys, go pick up Tristan Thompson, stream him in the short term, and also Robert Williams. Right? If Tristan Thompson is gonna play 20, maybe Robert Williams can play 20 minutes, and in 20 minutes he can give you all the stocks, efficient and rebound. Yeah. So both guys are worth taking a look. Streaming in the short term. Tatum played 40 minutes. Another great game. 4 steals. Really, really scary. Kemba Walker, 24 points is nice, but really Kemba's value is just really the points. It's like a Devin Booker, like worst version of a Devin Booker. Just empty points. So he might look good in fantasy to some fantasy owners. Oh wow, he's giving the some threes, and threes are not even that valuable in fantasy anymore, right? 2 threes is like, okay. It's good, but it's not that eye-popping. 24 points is nice. Sure, I still have block is also nice. Peyton Pritchard, he also has maybe some streaming value. But weirdly, Carson Edwards got 30. And also, he is coming back from an injury. And while Jeff Teague is out of the rotation at this point, basically, 16 points. And on the LA Clippers side, Kawhi struggled and he got poked in the eye, but he should be okay. Efficiency not so great, but from the free throw line, great. 11 rebounds, great. And Paul George also out. But it's not a long-term thing. Paul George should be back. So in the short term, Batum played 30. So coach really loved this guy. Ray Ty Lue really loves this guy playing high minutes. So he's really worth rostering 12 teams. Give you a little bit of everything. 2 steals here, 4 threes, 7 rebounds, all good. Serge Ibaka did not have the best game. Zubac kind of popped out. 20 minutes, 7 for 7, 6 rebounds, 14 points and a block. But just the minutes are capped, right? Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard with Paul George out. Those guys are not going to do much, and they did not do anything. Lou Will, just 6th man of the year now is, I don't know, not doing much. That's it for all the games. See you guys later.